everyone, welcome to my page. My name is Lara. I'm going to be doing a quick sun salutations flow. So flow is just a sequence of stretches, combined to make the body feel good. Sun salutations is basically to salute the sun, wake the body up, stretch the muscles in the morning. So you can do this whenever, any time of the day, but just know that you might feel a little more energized after it. This is going to be a quick sequence. If you are new, I'm going to be showing some modifications of poses, so go ahead and get a yoga block or a pillow. Couch pillow works fine, and we'll just start from the beginning. If you're a pro and want to skip ahead, I'm going to be describing some stuff before I do the flow altogether, so if you want to skip ahead, go ahead and do so from here. And yeah, let's get right to it. The first pose, we're going to stand up straight in mountain pose. It's exactly what it sounds like. Feet are together. Everything is tight and engaged. So, from the feet up into the shoulders, everything is active. So core is drawn in tight. Standing up straight, make sure the shoulders are down and not reaching up towards the ears. And engage the glutes a little bit. You'll feel more supported that way. So mountain pose, there are a lot of different variations, but today we're going to have our palms facing forward. Core is drawn in tight. I'm just going to take a few breaths here. Feel free to close the eyes. Our second pose is another variation of mountain, and I'm going to step to the side so you can see me in the mirror. And you're going to keep the feet together, bring the arms overhead, and if you can, have the palms pressed together overhead. Make sure the shoulders are down and away from the ears, and the biceps are engaged. If you cannot press your palms together, go ahead and bring them as close as you can. Do a couple breaths here. Make sure you're not overextending the knees. Just got a nice bounce. Perfect. Our next pose is a forward fold. It's exactly what it sounds like. So to get into that, you can stay as you are, but I'm going to face to the side. So our arms are overhead, and we just basically slowly fold the body forward, keeping the spine straight for as long as you can. And then when it feels comfortable, just let everything hang heavy and forward. Remember to keep the core in tight. Let the head hang heavy, relax the neck. You might want to shake it out a little bit, make sure everything's all relaxed. And you can either just, keep the hands on the floor, or you can grab opposite elbows. If you want to go hands to the floor but you can't quite make it, that's where the pillow comes in handy. We actually can bring the feet hip-width apart here. I find this is more comfortable, and it's supposed to protect the lower back. So bring the feet hip-width apart by bringing two fists in between the feet. Keep a bounce in the knees. Go into your forward fold. This feels fabulous to me. If you're holding on to anything, if carrying anything on your shoulders, just let it go. Fall down right onto the floor. With our next pose, we're going to go straight into it, so the square mat comes in handy, but, I'm going to do it off the mat, so it'll be fine too. So, put the hands in front of the feet, bring the left leg back slowly, and come into a runner's lunge. The right knee should be over the right ankle. Shoulders drawn in back, core is tight, and you're reaching towards the back wall with your left heel. And it's lifted up off if this is much too much, feel free to drop to the left knee. Come wherever you feel comfortable. Couple breaths here. And then we're going to go into a plank pose. So you probably know this one, but I'm going to describe it step by step. So we're going to bring this right leg back next to the left. The feet will be hip width apart and the arms will be shoulder width apart. So, you know, this one's obviously not an easy pose, not the most fun, but make sure the core is drawn in tight and that the hips should be, the heels should be pressing towards the wall behind you. If this is too much, if you're a beginner, or if you're just tired, go ahead and drop to the knees. And make sure that the shoulders are above the wrists. Couple breaths here. From there, we're going to do cobra pose. Makes much more sense, right? From there, we're going to do cobra pose. So, just slowly lower to the ground with, being mindful about the body and how it feels. If you're ever in pain, immediately stop and, maybe just stop the video altogether, but do what you can. So, sorry if you're watching me. Just lay down on the mat for now. Feel how good it feels. Let everything go. And we're going to do cobra. So before we start that, make sure both legs are, tight together. We call it zipped up tight at my yoga studio. And the feet should be kind of pointed a little bit and together on the ground. You're going to bring the arms as close to the ribs as you can. And fingertips should be aligned with the heart. Now we are going to press up, and we feel a nice stretch in the back, but make sure that you're not pushing on the palms or anything. So for me, to make sure I don't, do any of that, which might harm the back, I just lift the hands up a little bit off the mat. So we're going to go into cobra, basically lift up, using the core as, high as you feel comfortably. Eyes should be forward. Feet should still be tight together. If that's too much for you, we can modify it by keeping the forearms on the ground. So you start down and then kind of look like a sphinx. It's a sphinx pose. Alright, and then we go into upward facing dog, which your shoulders are back, chest is lifted, gaze is high. Fingertips are spread wide. And we're continuing to breathe. So that felt so good. Exhale back down. I'm going to do it again. Cobra. Palms by the heart. Feet zipped up tight. And exhale everything out. And on the inhale, we lift up. Eyes forward. Exhale, lower down. Remember, modified would look like something like this. Inhale forward, forearms on the ground. Alright, now that we've done our cobra and upward dog, we're going to go into downward dog. So I'm going to describe it first. We basically curl the toes under, bring the hands onto the mat, and we're going to press up into, it's not a plank, it's more your hips will be higher up, and your head will be looking towards the back wall. So if you don't know what I'm describing, let me go ahead and show you. So exhale, inhale, and then on the exhale, push up into downward facing dog. So ideally your heels will be on the mat, core is drawn in tight, arms are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width. Core is drawn in tight, the gaze comes between the thighs, looking at your back wall. This is much too much. Keep the heels as lifted as you can, or as far down as you can. They're going to want to lift up. So if you're new to this, so bending the knees and keeping the heels lifted gives you the same benefits. Make sure your core is drawn in tight. Again, your fingertips are spread wide, and the weight should actually be in the index fingers and the thumbs. So that's a modification. This looks like it would be like a calf stretch. It is, but fun fact, downward dog is actually a shoulder stretch. So try to just feel that stretch right between the shoulder blades. It feels excellent for me right now. Let's do a couple breaths here. Stick with me if you're new to this and it feels quite difficult. I hated this pose when I first started yoga, but I've come to love it. So our next pose, we're going to go kind of work the other side. So our left leg is going to go forward into a lunge. So slowly bring it in. If you need to assist with the hand, that's quite all right. I pretty much do it every flow. So as a reminder, the left knee should be over the left ankle, and your heel should be up. Your fingers or palm should be on the mat, and kind of roll the shoulders back and look forward. This might be a hard pose, so if you need to modify it, come down on the right knee, and bring your right foot, top of the foot, onto the mat. Pretty much with any pose, you want to make sure your core abs are engaged. And definitely with every pose, you want to make sure you're breathing. So this one, we're going to step up, back into a forward fold. So do it gently, lift up on the right leg, bring it right next to the left foot. As a reminder, bring the feet hip width apart. You can measure 2 fists width distance. Untitled Chapter. Bend the knees here. And everything roll off the back. Relax neck, relax shoulders. Your gaze can be, your eyes can be closed, or your gaze can be on the back wall. Just make sure you're breathing. Core's drawn in tight. You don't want to just dump into it. Feel free to grab opposite elbows. Gently sway. Left and right. This has so many benefits, but for me, it just feels excellent to have the head upside down and get all the blood rushing to your brain. Might just jumpstart a few good ideas, something early in the morning. That felt great. And to finish us off, bring the feet back together. I'm going to turn towards the camera again. Actually, I'll do a side pose. But you stay where you are. Alright. I'm going to inhale up back into the first mounts, or the second mountain pose we did. So arms overhead, palms pressed together. Make sure you're not leaning back too much, leaning forward too much. Make sure you're straight up and down like a mouse would be. As a reminder, if you need to modify, if the palms can't come, press together, just bring them wherever you can. Relax the shoulders, make sure they're away from the ears and the biceps are engaged. Alright, our final stretch of the sequence is bring the hands to the heart. You can say a little intention for the day, you can just bow your head, or we can go right back into the flow. So most flows are meant to be done sequentially, like multiple times. So we're going to run through the flow a second time together. And there's going to be a little less instruction, so if you kind of forget, just watch the screen. So, start again in mountain pose. Do the second variation mountain pose. Arms overhead. Come into a forward fold. Gently, spine stays straight as you go down, folding over. Reminder, you can use a pillow here or a block. Knees bent. Core drawn in tight. Our right side runner's lunge. Right foot comes up, left foot comes back. Right knee over right ankle. Gazes forward, shoulders, and movement shapes, drawn in tight. Modification, drop down to the knee, left knee, and put the top of the foot onto the mat. Here we're going to go into plank pose. Bring the right foot back. Arms are shoulder width. Feet are hip width. Shoulders should be stacked directly above the wrists. Core is drawn in tight. With modification, you go drop to the knees and get the same benefits. From here, we gently lower down, pressing the elbows against the ribs. Zipping up the bottom half of your body and coming into cobra pose. Remember, little to no weight in the hands here. If you need to modify this, bring the forearms to the mat and come up like a sphinx. So from cobra pose, we're going to go ahead and do upward facing dog. Bottom half is still zipped up tight, but this time we do use the hands to press away from the mat. Come up, gaze high. Core drawn in tight, shoulders away from ears. slowly lower down. We're going to do those one more time. So the first one will be cobra pose. And then upward facing dog. From here we're going to press into downward facing dog, curl the toes under, bring the hips up high, fingers spread wide, hips to the ceiling, feet are hip width, hands are shoulder width. The weight should be in the index fingers and thumbs. The head hang heavy as you relax the neck. If you need to modify this pose, you're going to go ahead and, the heels should be on the mat in the proper downward dog, but if you're not there yet, it took me years to get here. Your heels will be somewhere up here. Just put them as far down as they can go and bend the knees. Core stays strong and tight. Beautiful. From here, we bring the left leg up into a left runner's lunge. Left knee over left ankle. Gaze is forward. Eyes are straight ahead. If there was a mirror, you'd be looking into your own eyes in front of you. Remember to modify, you just come down on the right knee. Bring the top of the right foot onto the mat. Shoulders should stay down and away from the ears, or it should be engaged. From there, we come into a forward bend. Bring the right foot forward. Measure two this distance apart. Keep a bend in the knees here. Let everything come off your back. You start the day with a clean slate. You can grab opposite elbows. Sway left and right. Bring the feet back together. As you inhale, come up into mountain pose. Exhale, back into mountain pose. We're ready to start our day. If you would like some more, just go ahead and replay the sequence, replay the flow. But otherwise, we're good to go. Feel free to add anything else, any other stretches that you feel fit. But that was our basic sun salutations. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you next time.